So this is what if Deku, you already read the title, this is what if Deku was Hulk. Now, guys, I already got a recommendation for this like a week ago, I think, or a couple days ago. And, you guys always know, eventually I'll be coming out with your recommendations or your request. So this guy requested what if Deku was Hulk, and also gave me pretty much a baseline, the base off his character. So, pretty much, after this video, I am going to be uploading another, request from a guy that said, I'm new to this, but can I request that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to be doing that after this. So, dude, if you're watching this, you're going to get your, recommendation or your request. So, let's get into it. So, in this universe, Deku is not born with a quirk. He's going to get his Hulk powers the old-fashioned way, how Bruce Banner got them. So, Deku in this universe still gets bullied and all that other jazz. But Deku was incredibly smart, and he gets an internship at a gamma radiation factory, planning on, trying to experiment on gamma radiation, trying to make people's quirks stronger, or try to make something that can neutralize somebody's quirk for a short amount of time. To, take down the crime rate, and that, police use that gamma radiation as, a weapon against people that have quirks because they can't really use their quirks. So, we switched to Deku, and Deku is basically, in this universe, Deku goes to his internship one day, and like his 4th day of the internship, and now in this universe, Deku has black hair instead of green hair, and Deku is also a little bit taller, but he still has scrawny as he was in canon. So Deku starts, doing his sign-ins, his, pretty much, taking check of all the gamma radiation signs, and pretty much telling the, workers to, be safe, be careful, pretty much, walking around the base. Eventually, Deku gets to a certain area where they're testing out something, and Deku just thinks it's some sort of animal, but then he hears a human voice yelling in pain. Deku, was a nice guy, and he's also very sympathetic, so he opens the door, just a little bit, peeks over to it, and he sees somebody being tested on gamma radiation. Now, the true reason why they wanted Deku, because Deku was incredibly smart, and also, in this universe, Deku was actually, pretty much working on something very, different. They saw what Deku was working on, and they tried to do it themselves. It was called gamma radiation testing, trying to make artificial quirks to give to people. Now, they didn't succeed, and you guys can go in the comments and, say and tell me who they make. Like, it could be Red Hulk, it could be Abomination, whatever. Mostly Abomination. I'll probably make it Abomination and like comments on it. So Deku basically gets out of there, kind of with a smirk on his face, and says, "Gamma radiation?" Deku just tries to look through it again and sees what happens, and the man seemingly dies. Deku is confused, and the man, his heartbeat goes back up, and he starts, coughing up blood and getting bigger. But seconds after that, Deku hears a voice behind him saying, "Sir," and Deku jumps up and says, "Oh, yeah, sir." The man says, "Oh, well, one of our coworkers said that, it's lunch break because we're new to this." Deku looks at his watch, he says, yeah, it's lunch break. See you guys later." And pretty much, takes off his early shift to go home early. So Deku goes home, and his mom is in his room, and she says, "So, how was work today?" Deku says, "It was pretty cool." Now, Deku gets paid, like, Deku's, like, really getting a lot of money. Deku gets paid, like, $25 an hour. So, Deku makes a pretty good amount of money. So, Deku, basically, that night, uses the extra time that he had after his mom goes to sleep, and works on gamma radiation testing to try to make an artificial quirk. Because Deku, all he wanted in his life was to be a quirk. It was to have a quirk and be a hero. Now, Deku still wants to be a hero. He's just doing this because he got a sponsorship there. He had a sponsorship there, and also he's getting paid a lot of money. So Deku grabs some, pretty much, Deku goes to his place after it's closed, gets some gamma radiation, some gamma rays, and all that other stuff, and tests it out. And test it out at a pretty much place near his job. So Deku tests it out and pits all of them together, makes a huge ray pointing to his chest and one at his face, and starts it up. He starts it on, and everything starts changing. The green energy in the gamma radiation is fusing with Deku's blood cells and bones, and pretty much changing Deku in ways that a quirk would never do. Deku is changing and shifting. Deku's blood is getting bigger and more powerful. Deku's fighting off bacteria. Deku's fighting off cancer. If Deku can fight off cancer, pretty much Deku's body is changing, getting stronger. Deku sees his body getting more muscly, more taller. Deku's happy, about to get up his chair because he thinks, he has some sort of small, enhanced muscle quirk. But Deku feels an enhanced pain more in his body, and he sees green veins all around his hands. Deku falls out of the chair, and pretty much, he's, panicking, and his hands are turning green. His body is having green veins all around his face. Deku, in pure panic, gets up, but he trips on top of the gamma radiation, the gamma beam that was pointed to the chair. That's still on, mind you, and it falls down, hitting a canister of highly explosive gas. It all blows up. Deku is blown up. But about a week later, people just think, Deku is dead. But Deku gets up out of nowhere, pushing the rubble off of him. Deku gets up and looks around, seeing that it's, afternoon. Deku just thinks he was out for a couple of minutes. So guys, I'm going to leave it off here. See you guys later. Bye.